Hello students, my name is Krunal Patel and welcome to Sri Jaindra's Rank Zone classes. I am your mentor for classes with respect to economics, that is paper 4 of CA Foundation course. In last lecture, we have started unit 2 of chapter 1, that is basic problems of an economy and role of price mechanism. In last lecture, we have seen roadmap of unit 2, which are divided into 5 parts. First part, economic problem. Second part, 4 basic or central economic problem. Part 3, the capitalist economy. Part 4, socialist economy. Part 5, mixed economy. In last lecture, we had completed first 2 parts, that is economic problem and 4 basic economic problems. Today, we are discussing part 3, the capitalist economy. But before starting the part 3, firstly we revise the first 2 parts completed in last lecture. What is economic problem, friends? We seen that all the countries without exception, that is each and every country of the world face the problem of scarcity. Why problem of scarcity arises? Due to 2 parameters. First is resources are limited and second parameter is these resources are alternative use, having alternative use. So due to these 2 parameters, problem of scarcity arises and faced by all the countries. If resources were unlimited, then there would be no economic problem because people would satisfy all their wants and there would be no scarcity of resources. Alternatively, if the resources have only a single use, then also the economic problem would not arise because problem of scarcity arises only when resources are limited and these resources have alternative uses. Then we see human wants are unlimited and resources to satisfy those wants are scarce. There is a need to make best possible use of resources so as to get maximum satisfaction. This is called central economic problem or basic economic problem. Then we see the central economic problem is further divided into 4 basic economic problems. What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and what provision are to be made for economic growth. Then we seen 4 basic or central economic problem under first basic problem, that is what to produce, we have seen that resources are limited. So society has to decide which goods or produce should be produced and in how many quantity it should be produced. Then under second problems, society has to decide method of production, that is whether to use labor intensive technique or capital intensive techniques. Then after we discuss third problem, that is for whom to produce. Here society has to decide on how the goods and services should be distributed among the members or between various or different people. And last problem, that is what provision are to be made for economic growth, under which we think that if the society uses all the resources for current consumption and no provision is made for future production, it will become static and lead to decline in standard of living. Therefore, a society has to decide how much saving and investment should be made for future progress. Saving and investment in terms of sacrifice of current consumption for future progress. Now we started. Now we are starting the third part, that is capitalist economy. Capitalist economy is also known as free market economy. Is also known as free market economy. Capitalist economy is an economic system in which all means of production are owned and controlled by private individuals. Put attention, friends. All the means of production owned and controlled by private individuals. So private property is the mainstay of capitalism. Profit. Short, private property is the mainstay of capitalism and profit motive is its driving force. In other words, profit motive is the driving force under capitalized economy. Decision of consumer and businesses determine economic scale or economic activity, with the limited role of government in the management. So under capitalist economy, which is also known as the free market economy, the economy is an economic system in which all means of production, friends, all means of production are owned and controlled by private individuals. Profit motive is the driving force in capitalized economy, and decision of consumer and businesses determine the economic activity as well as economic scale of production with the limited role of government in the management. So there is a very minimal interface of the government has been found under the capitalist economy. Some example of capitalist economy may include US, UK, Germany, Japan, Mexico, Singapore, etc. Now we see characteristics of capitalist economy. Right to private property. Right to private property. Right to private property means that productive factors such as land, factory, machineries, mines can be under private ownership, and the owners are free to use them in any manner in which they desire or they wants to use. The government may, however, put some restriction for the benefit of society in general, but in general there is no direct government interference found under capitalist economy. So under first characteristics, we say that the right of property means the productive factors can be under private ownership, and the owners are free to use these in any manner in which they desire. Government may put some restriction for the benefit of society in general. Next, freedom of enterprise. Freedom of enterprise. It each individual, whether consumer, producer, or resource owner, is free to engage in any type of economy activity. Each and every individual is free to engage in any type of business activity. For example, producer is free to set up any type of firm. Free to set up any type of firm. Any type of firm means proprietorship, partnership, LLP, companies, etc. So under second characteristic, we see that freedom of enterprises, where each and every enterprise in form of individual, consumer, producer, or resource owner is free to engage in any type of economic activity. Even they free to set up any type of firm and produce goods and services of their choices. Next, freedom of economic choices. Here, all the individuals is free to make their economic choices regarding consumption, work, production, exchange, etc. Here, each and every individual is free to make their preferences about what to buy and what provision should be placed for investment saving, where to job or where he has to work, etc. So each and every individual is free to make their own choice about economic activity in which they are engaged. Next, profit motive. Profit motive is the driving force. Profit motive is the driving force in a free enterprise economy, that is capitalized economy, and direct all the economics activities. Desire for profit induces entrepreneurs to organize for production so as to earn maximum profit. Entrepreneurs organize production of economic activity in such a way to get or earn maximum profit. Next, consumer sovereignty. It means buyer ultimately determine which goods and services will be produced in what quantities. In other words, question regarding what to produce is ultimately decided by the consumer. Who show their preferences by spending on the goods which they want. Next is competition, which is the most important features in the capitalized economy. Most important features of capitalist economy. Competition brings out based among buyers and sellers and result in efficient use of resources. Due to competition features, each and every individual got based among buyers and sellers, which result in efficient use of resources. Next, we already seen the absence of government interference. Purely capitalist economy is not centrally planned, controlled and regulated by government. It's not centrally planned, controlled and regulated by the government. In this system, all the economic decisions and activities are guided by the self-interest and the price mechanism. Self-interest and price mechanism, which operates automatically without any direction and control by the governmental authorities. So, we have concluded characteristics of capitalized economics. What we have discussed under characteristics of capitalist economy, friends. First is right to private property. Second is freedom of enterprise. Third is freedom of economic choices. Fourth is profit motive. Fifth is consumer sovereignty. Sixth features is competition. 7 is absence of government interference. Right to private property means all the productive factors are under the private ownership and owners are free to use them in any manner. Freedom of enterprise means each and every individual in form of consumer, producer, resource owner is free to engage in any type of economic activity. All the individuals have or all the individuals is free to make their economic choices regarding consumption, work, production, exchange of goods or services. Profit motive is the driving force of the capitalized economy. Buyer is the ultimately determine the which goods and services will be produced and in which quantities. Competition is the most important feature which brings out the best among buyers and sellers and result in efficient use of resources. And lastly, we see that absence of government interference. In capitalist economy is not centrally planned, controlled and regulated by the government. All the economic decision and activity are guided by self-interest and price mechanism without any direct control by the governmental authorities. Now, we move further towards the merits of capitalist economy. What are the merits or benefits of capitalist economy? Capitalism is the self-regulating and work automatically through the price mechanism without the interference of governmental authority. So there is no need of incurring cost for collecting and processing of information and for formulating, implementing, and monitoring various policies. The existence of private property and driving force of the profit motive result in greater efficiency and incentive to the work. Greater efficiency and incentive to the work. Next, process of economic growth are likely to be the faster under capitalism, because the investor try to invest in only those projects which are economically feasible. Invest only in those projects which are mostly or economically feasible. So economic growth are faster under capitalism economy. Next, resources are used in activities in which they are most productive. Resources are used in which they are most productive, which result in optimum allocation of the available productive resources of the economy. Optimum utilization or allocation of the resources. There is usually high degree of operative efficiency. Under the capitalist system or capitalist economy. Cost of production is minimized. As every producer tries to maximize his profit by employing method of production which are cost effective. Every producer maximizes his profit by employing cost effective production techniques. So cost of production is minimized and profit of the enterprise or producer is maximized. Capitalized system offer incentive for efficient economic decision. Capitalized system offers incentive for efficient economic decision and their implementation offers incentive for efficient economic decision. Consumers are benefited because competition forces producers bring a large variety of good quality products at a reasonable prices. This is along with freedom of choices ensure maximum satisfaction to the consumer, which brings to higher standard of living. Due to competition forces, producers bring out the large variety of good quality product at a reasonable prices, which tends to higher standard of living of the consumer. Capitalization offer various incentive for innovation and technological progress. The country as a whole benefit through growth of business, talent, development of research, innovative ideas, etc. Next, capitalism preserves fundamental rights. It preserves fundamental rights such as right to freedom and right to private property. Therefore, participants enjoy maximum amount of autonomy and freedom. Participants enjoy maximum amount of autonomy and freedom. Capitalism rewards men of initiative and punishes the inefficient enterprise or man. So capitalism rewards men of initiative and enterprises and punishes the inefficient enterprises. So under merits of capitalist economy, we seen total 11 merits. First is, it is a self-regulating and no need to incurring cost of collecting and processing of information for formulating, implementing various policies. Because due to self-regulating, work automatically done through price mechanism. Second, existence of private property and driving force of this, the profit motive result in greater efficiency and incentive to work. Process of economic growth is faster because investor invest only in those projects which are economically feasible. Resources are used in most productive manner, which tends to optimum utilization or optimum allocation of available productive resources. Usually high degree of operative efficiency found under capitalist economy. Cost of production is minimized due to every producer tries to maximize his profit by employing method of production which are cost effective in nature. It offers various incentive for efficient economic decision and their implementation. Next, consumer are benefited. Why? Because consumer, due to competition forces, producer brings out a large variety of good product at a reasonable prices. So consumer standard of living is increases. It offers various incentive for innovation and technological progress. It preserves fundamental rights such as right to freedom and right to private property. It rewards men of initiative and enterprises and punishes inefficient enterprises. Now we look to demerits of capitalist economy. Along with merits, some demerits of the capitalist economics are in demerits of capitalist economy are discussed herewith. There is a vast economic inequality and social injustice under capitalism. Inequalities reduces aggregate economic welfare of the society as a whole and spirit of societies split the society into two classes, namely the haves and other is have-nots, showing the seeds of social unrest and class conflict. Due to scarcity of resources, some of class of society have various scarce resources and some of class of society have not resources at all. So under capitalist economy, it benefited to the class of society which have reasonable resources. Under capitalism, there is a precedent of property rights over human right. Here, property rights supersede the human right. Here, more importance are put in place on the property owner or property rights over the human rights or humans. Economic inequalities lead to wide differences in economic opportunities. Economic inequalities lead to wide differences in economic opportunities. Next, the capitalist system ignores human welfare. It ignores human welfare because under this economy, aim is profit and not the welfare of the people. Here the economy is profit motive, and so it ignores the human welfare. Due to income inequalities, the patent of demand does not represent the real needs of the society. Due to income inequalities of the individuals, the pattern of demand cannot be correctly determine the real needs of society. Exploitation of labor is common. Exploitation of labor is common under capitalism. Moreover, there is no security of employment. This makes worker more vulnerable. Workers having fear of their employment because there is no security of employment. Next. There is a misallocation of resources. Misallocation of resources because resources will move into the production of luxury goods. Less wage goods will be produced on account of their lower profitability. Here, all the resources or mostly resources will move into the production of luxury or higher profitability products. So there is a misallocation of resources having existed in the capitalist economy. Less merit goods like education and healthcare will be produced. On the other hand, number of goods and services which are positively harmful to the society will be produced as they are most profitable or more profitable. As per example, production of cigarettes which are harmful to the society but yield or earned higher profitability compared to healthcare or educational activities. Due to unplanned production, economic instability in terms of overproduction, economic depression, unemployment, etc. is common under the capitalism. Unplanned production and economic instability exist in the capitalist economy. Next, there is numerous waste of productive resources as firms spend huge amount of money on advertisement and sales promotion activities. Productive resources like money, huge amount of money have been spent by the firms on advertisement and various sales promoting and marketing activities, which tends to waste of productive resources. waste of productive resources. The capitalism leads to formation of monopolies as a large firm may be able to drive out the small ones. Here, large firm having more resources or more scarce resources may be able to drive out small ones over a time, which leads to formation of monopolistic economy. So friends, we conclude today's lecture by considering the what we have discussed till the time. Today we have completed capitalist economy characteristics of capitalist economy, merits of capitalist economy and demerits of capitalist economy. So we almost concluded our third part of the unit 2. Thank you friends.